tomorrow, but I ain't doing no live stream tomorrow. Probably won't reconvene until late Wednesday, maybe Thursday. But it's gonna be a whole transformation. But I'm just on my natural shit. I'm governing my tongue as I speak. Do a little patting on the back for self discovery. This is what this whole life is about, bro. This is a big classroom. I don't know. I can't speak for no one other than myself, but I can speak and probably relate to multiple people, or multitudes of people. And when I tell you that this life is a big classroom of self discovery and just learning who you are, you never know what you like or what you hate or dislike until you come across that threshold or that path. So it's always room to discover and learn. You can have an understanding of who you are for the most part, but the self discovery of self is is something that will last if you live 1,000 years. You could never have seen it all or witnessed it all or make a decisive conclusion as to the exact person who you are. I'm in nature right now, as usual, per usual, and these last few days, I give you a perfect example. I've always been one that's in tune with nature, but to actually be in the midst of it, to understand and learn about so many species of birds, so many species of reptiles, and land dwelling animals, I've never seen myself being able to work with these animals. But now that I've gotten older in life, it's like, why not take the risk? You know, why not? It's a beautiful thing. Like I'm about to get a couple cages and I'm gonna be putting up some things in the crib, but they take a lot of maintenance and work. I might become a breeder one day. It's not in my vision, but if it pays and it's sustaining because the animal or pet wants to, you know, do what nature has for it to do, which is procreate, then why not facilitate that and make money? But neither that's neither here or there. I wanted to say, before my last live stream, well, probably a couple live streams before that, I was very inebriated. Quite often I've done that and I'll come back and I apologize later. And I hate that feeling of guilt. You want to live this life with a feeling of no regret, no matter what, no matter how your life goes, no matter what people, because you don't owe it. Think about who you owe an apology to. Who do you owe an apology to? Who has a hell or a heaven to put you in? So when you apologize, it's more so for self redemption. Obviously, an apology means something to the person you're delivering it to, but it's more so about it speaks of who you are as a person. I give you a perfect example. Today, I was in a professional situation, and this professional person did not apologize to me. Instead, they took no accountability. And the thing in the professional realm, you can't you can't demote yourself or scoot back down to the street level. Street level is if I can't demand respect from you intellectually, or if I can't demand respect from you verbally, I will physically bestow dominance upon you and make you respect me. That doesn't work in a street level. In a macrocosm, not a microcosm, but in a macrocosm, that's what America does to other countries. And now it's starting to fail. And so I'm learning really literally from my own country. When we just picked on a small country, now we're being taught a lesson in geopolitics and finance and overspending. And I say that to say and over underestimating people. So I'm dealing with a person that refused to take accountability today and apologize. All I wanted was an apology. All I wanted was empathy. Empathy goes a long way to say, you know what? I haven't met your needs. I haven't made myself available. I have neglected you. Accountability. I don't want the rebuttals. I don't want the excuses. I just want the accountability. And to not have that, it was very frustrating. And I was able to sit back in this docile state. Because, like, you can't think when you're angry. When you're angry, You could think, but you can only think bad thoughts. You can't think a multitude of good and bad thoughts. See, when you can compare the good and the bad thoughts, that's how you get the ultimate answer. So while thinking these thoughts and going through my mind and emotions, I said, man, accountability means everything in this world, and oftentimes people are so full of themselves that even when they know they're wrong, if they can step on you or use their you or if you're at their mercy, they're gonna be like, I don't owe you any apology, even if they're wrong. I just wanted to say that part. Um, I think that I'm blessed the fact that I met this woman recently that allowed me to start to understand myself, to know that I don't believe I'm an alcoholic from the standpoint of I don't drink every day. I don't consume alcohol every day. But I do believe I fall under that guise because I can abuse it when I do have it. I might say, well, I'm not feeling it yet. And then once I'm feeling it, I need some more. And I need some more. So I can abuse it. I'm understanding of that. But I also learned something about myself recently, which was when I have someone to occupy my time with, a positive person, alcohol is the last thing on my mind. Happiness is what ultimately, I get my whatever you want to call it from my those what's the name of that enzyme we let off in our head, dopamine or whatever they call it. That's that gets released, the same thing that gets released during sex or when you having an orgasm, and definitely had plenty of that. And I realized I don't need the alcohol. I just want peace and someone to occupy my time with that doesn't disturb my peace. And having found that recently, and even today, I had to let her know I'm the type of person, I'm the type of man, human being, that although I crave a woman's attention, I don't want a woman around me all the time. I need my days of rest and solitude. I need my days of just, I don't want to talk on the phone. It's not a male period. I'm not, you can call it bipolar, you call it what you want. I just call it me finding solitude and being alone. You hear that? That's what I want to hear. I want to hear the birds chirping. I want to watch the squirrels jumping from tree to tree. I want to see the deers run in the backyard. And I want that solitude. And then we can reconvene. So I got this is a busy week for me, a very important week for me. And I've just been like docile. And the woman asked me, she said, how are you feeling? Oh, this is what I wanted to speak on. I had to tell her there's a distinguishment between frustration and anger. Anger, you can't think. Frustration, you can actually measure your feelings of why are you frustrated? Why are you angry? So I'm highly frustrated, but I'm definitely not angry and I'm definitely not sad. I'm just frustrated and I'm thinking and contemplating. That's all. And just sometimes you just got to go back to the basics of nature and thinking. And I say, why not come share this? And who knows who this might help or benefit. And I came across this box turtle, y'all, yesterday. It's an eastern box turtle. I was gonna make a video of it like I did with the decayed brown snake. Y'all check that out if y'all didn't see that. That's in my shorts. But it was an eastern box turtle, and this turtle has the unique ability that most turtles we know can withdraw back into their shell with their neck, but most turtles that's all they can do. This turtle has the capability to close its bottom shell completely. How cool is that? You know those tickle, we call them tickle balls. Some people call them it's another name the girl I heard say. I can't think of the name of it, but the balls that curl up, sort of like they can curl into a complete ball. This turtle has the ability to go within its shell and then close the shell up like a drop top convertible. And I just think that's super cool. And what they eat, so like their diet is similar to the decayed, but they habitat is totally different, but their appetite is the same. So I was like, you know what? In the future, and I'm looking at a hawk right now, a little small hawk, and a lot of people don't know when a bird makes his home. See, it'd be the little insignificant things you might not notice, but a bird does like a plane. A plane just can't land. They got to get permission from the air flight staff that it's safe to land. Same thing with a bird. A bird will circle before they land, and they'll look at the environment, and they got to be cautious. Cats, anything, any element, snakes, anything could be out there preying on them. So when you see a bird walking around comfortable, it's probably landed there before. And I'm looking at this bird, and I'm thinking about just I try to have an inviting atmosphere around my home for the animals, and I liken that to what I try to make myself a model myself to be like, which is a person that is inviting. The tough guy thing persona. I've never had that. I've always hated if a person thought I was a tough guy because I don't consider myself a tough guy. Tough guys don't live long, and I would say this much though, in life, what I've kind of learned. I've kind of learned that there's a lot of people who you should respect that aren't tough. I'll say that again. There's a lot of people you should respect that aren't tough. I won't go into any more details. That's something that's kind of like you let marinate on the mind, and you can come to what you come to of the conclusion. I don't want to try to make a bigger statement than that. Now let's talk about a couple of topics that's going on. Previously, I said I was going to do a recap of Drake's album. I decided against that. I'm not excited as I thought I was. The hype was real. His rollout was real. DJ Academics did a phenomenal job hyping it up and glazing them up respectfully. Made it look like it was super dope. The ice going up. The I don't know the name of that thing. It starts with a C, I guess, or whatever. That little tower kind of looked like the Seattle Tower or whatever. I thought that was major. That was beautiful. That's a moment in hip hop that we should just look at and say, "Oh, that was dope." It was super cool. But and I'm not saying the album ain't banging, but I'm kind of my take when it comes to music is I like I like everybody else to discover the fly stuff. Like I'm the type of person a song could be jamming, but if everybody listening to it, I won't even give it no ear. And when everybody stops listening to it, now I want to try to at least check it out to see if I like it. Maybe I won't, maybe I will. But I like to be late to the party. Never want to be early. And the things that I might be early on is things that I discovered that it might not ever be popular. There's musicians. It's kind of like basketball in a way. There was a player called Kevin Martin. I don't know how long he was in the league, but his name was Kevin Martin. He played for the Houston Rockets. He might have played for the Kings as well. You couldn't tell me this wasn't going to be the greatest player since Kobe Bean Bryant. And he just was a flop. I was just like, I just stopped really giving my take on who going to be good and who not going to be good because I was just so far wrong. Having said that, it didn't stop from me enjoying his game when he played. I was like, it's kind of like that guy, Bonzi Wells back in the days. I love Bonzi Wells' game. A lot of people don't talk about Bonzi Wells other than probably like ballers and like who really play ball or into it. But I don't have to listen to and like genres that everybody else find appeasing and whatnot. That doesn't have to be me. You feel me? I like to rock to the beat of my own drum. I recently heard a 42 Dog song. I never listened to 42 Dog. I saw him on like first time I saw him, he was buying some jewelry out of store on some kind of social media, and he was mad that the jeweler didn't acknowledge him. But I didn't know him from like. There's a lot of people. Like I was gonna say, even with Max B. Let's transition this into Max B. First time I heard of a Max B was through Cameron talking about it or whatever. He was like supposed to be like a legend out his hood or whatever. And I see Fam looked taller back then. He Fam probably my height, probably shorter. And he had this perm just combed back, and I was like, "Oh, that's a bold brother right there. That's a bold ninja. That Negro got a straight perm comb back, no Nothing. I ain't seen nobody do that since Drew Down. You feel me? And so Fam did this. He had I was just liking like his aura. He was on I saw Max B on a it was like them tapes they used to have. What was the name of them tapes, man? I'm talking about actual VHS tapes. It was like I can't you like them battle tapes when battle rappers used to have and this and that. They had them eras when they used to have New Orleans exposed. I remember back in the days Pompano exposed. They used to have just like what's the name of them tapes, man? Somebody gonna come in this chat later and probably say the name of this tapes. But it was them tapes they used to hip hop tapes. And I seen him on, he was just sitting in the middle of Harlem and he doing his little he living what people talk about. So I say that to say the impression, first impression means everything. The impression he bestowed upon me was a legit, authentic person. So his music didn't even matter. And that's what I want to say real quick to my point, because he recently went on a show and was talking about his influence or what his level is as far as the rap game. And a lot of people clowned him, right? I was offended at the fact that he didn't mention Tupac because he got a song called Picture Me Rolling, and that's my favorite Master B song. However, his influence is two. This is a two-part conversation. I'm not here to glaze, so it's funny how my views start going up. I start saying stuff positive about Mass B. I don't need no like glazers to be in this. This is authentic, whether you like it or don't. I When a person respects who you are, the music is irrelevant. That's what I wanted. That's the whole genesis and the epitome of this conversation is to say that these days your persona matters more than the music. The music used to matter. The words, the lyrics, the wordplay, the setup, the punchline, the metaphors, the similes, the double entendres, that mattered. But niggas is stupid. Crackers is stupid. People want personality. So his personality is bigger than life. And the fact that I credit him with the whole wave trend. When motherfuckers say motherfucker trying to ride the wave, oh that's wavy. That's him. Just like I credit Bling Bling to Lil Wayne, I credit Wavy to Max B. That ultimate contribution is bigger than any song he's gonna do in the future, any song he's ever did, and any song he's currently doing. So I cannot take that from him. I wouldn't put him in no fucking top five or nigga said Biggie, Jay-Z, and Nas. Are you kidding me? I'm just like anybody else with common sense to say, fam, I could roll off a good 30 piece. But before you won't even still come to mind. Should I put J.R. Writer? I put J.R. Writer in front of a lot of niggas, and niggas don't even know about J.R. Writer. But that's another subject for another day. The bottom line is, what are we talking about? If we talking about influence as far as people not accrediting you with what you deserve credit for, hats off, brothers. And so that's my take on that. Because that was something that was happening in the news. They got this thing with Rick Ross going at this guy named Rory and Mal, whatever. And he said something so funny. He was talking about something. Oh damn, I forgot how he said. It's be the simplistic shit. Like it be disrespectful, super disrespectful. Shit you can't get away with on a street level. Like if it was a street shit and you wasn't no rich nigga, you can't be talking about no nigga mammy on even the slightest level. But seeing that this shit is WWE and it fucking I would compare like everybody deserve a player comp like some rappers like I wanted to say like they play this game sometime on them shows they say a word and then you supposed to say a response. So perfect example. If you told me 42 Dog, I would respond Easy E. Like I feel like the whole rap game is a recreation of the persons that's already came. Like it's another Juvenile. It's another whoever was already popping before. Future was supposed to be the first mimic of Lil Wayne, and then Young Thug was the second coming mimic of Lil Wayne, and then it chiseled out to him developing his own audience. It's like this shit is like that when they say it's nothing new under the sun. They constantly recreate, and it goes for the Nicki Minaj, she's another Shaka Khan. And Shaka Khan did music, but it's always they're looking for that image. They're looking for what worked before. Let's repeat the same formula. So I wanted to say that damn, I had a point. I'm gonna be kind of over the place. I'm a little scatterbrained right now. I'm starting to get into my vibe. Well, I'm relaxed. But I can promise you this though. What will not happen today is me become inebriated. That's why I've been very docile and relaxed. And I had to get my, you know what they say? I don't know if that's with liquor or if it's another something else. Because I've only done in my lifetime weed and liquor, and I don't do weed, so it's only liquor. But my point is, they say your mood before that is your mood increase and enhance when you get into the vibe. You feel me? So I made sure I was in a pleasant place where I wouldn't go into a tirade, nor would I start crying. That's another thing I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna cut short. Not to say that I feel some kind of way, but I do feel like I've cried enough on social media that people know me. Like it's so much trails of like, let's say I was to ever be popular in something, right? In this social media realm, people will go back because I'm not erasing it for nothing. Not to mention whoever might have clipped whatever anyway, but they'll go back and try to say, "Remember you was crying and such and such." Yeah, I'm a legit person. I cry in front like anybody that ever. It's been very few people that could call themselves my homeboys, but the few privileged people who've been able to call that, and I've been just as privileged. It's a two-way street. They're not privileged just to be my homeboys. I'm privileged to have had them as homeboys. The bottom line is, it's been very few because I'm not friendly at all. With that said, I've cried in front of all of them. You can't be my homeboy if I ain't crying in front of you because I don't feel comfortable to unleash that side in front of a person in reality. Like this is reality, but it's not reality. It's like, who are you guys? Like somebody asked me on the live stream before, turn the camera around, let me see. Let me see what you, for what? For what? I ain't gonna never invite you to my crib and you better not never show up. So for what? What are we doing? What are we talking about? So, I wanna see. One guy was talking crap to me one time on the stream, and I was like, fam, I'll fly you out. So he said, fly me out. I'm like, you sound like a woman. Fly me out. Fly you out. That's gonna be a one-way trip. You'll be round trip, fam. For reasons undisclosed. All in all, though, very beautiful day, very hot, humid day. I'm proud of myself. Let me show you what I'm doing real quick. I will let y'all somewhat in this light game room that I got going real quick. What I'm doing. So look, that next step that you see is all composting. This whole thing that I've built is all natural, all earth. I'm big into nature. You feel me? As you can see, and I'm so proud of myself with this new batch that I got. Like I almost wish I could give every leaf a name. I would. If you guys see any special leaves that you want to name yourself out there, just let me know and I tell you what name. I mean, I give that leaf your name. I say that to say it's not a reason why. Now this when I get back on my nerves, ish. It's no reason why we can't recycle everything on this earth. Plastic is plastiline. Rubber. I seen a girl out of Africa. She make pavement stones out of rubber, old tires. They out here burning tires. This girl taking tires and making bricks out of tires. Look up the matter of fact, I need to Google her and get her. My next highlight gonna be her. I might make a short about her. So I try to get her like a little glam or whatever. But this girl made she's making driveways out of old tires. And I'm talking about these tires. Anybody know a tire is hard as hell. You ever seen a hockey puck? I got to meet the 1996 Florida Panthers in 1996 when they went to the finals or the Stanley Cup finals. And they came to the Boys and Girls Club, my little black beloved Nan Knox ghetto Boys and Girls Club, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And they had these hockey pucks that was made by Goodyear Tire. And Goodyear, a tire company making hockey pucks because it's rubber. And this hockey puck was so hard. Oh my God. This is why they knocking teeth out of it. This hockey puck. This is why they got rubber bullets. These rubber is hard as hell. So you take this compressed rubber, you can make all this brick pavement. It's so many ways that we can not only help our own selves and help our planet out, but like we can really put to good use and it's fun. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. Looking at now paper and stuff, I'm not with people littering in their neighborhood. It's disgusting, it's disrespectful, particularly black people. I talked about this shit today. A problem I often go to, and now that I mention it, I'm pretty sure one of my haters watching the screen. These hating ass pussy ass niggas will ride by. They don't do it in front of me, of course not. But they'll litter. I'll come out the next morning to find trash. And I make sure by my neighbor being elderly, I go clean up any trash in her yard. I clean up trash in my yard. Every fucking morning. Now every morning is not an occurrence, but it happens. And it be some motherfucker that'll say, you know what? I'ma leave out of my house. I'ma ride with this shit sitting on my lap. I'ma pass all these other houses that don't look so spectacular. And this spectacular looking fucking immaculate yard, I'ma throw it right then and there. Cause I ain't gonna never have shit. I don't never want shit. All I ever want to do is rent the rest of my motherfucking life and feel sorry for myself. So let me fucking pollute. I feel like Captain Planet around this bitch. But I go ahead and I grab it up, and if it's a can, I bag it up. Bitch, I'm finna make some money off this shit. Thank you. I really don't thank you. I'm saying it sarcastically, but I'll convert it into some aluminum money. But it's the whole point of the disrespect. Like all kind of humans do it, but I'm just talking about blacks because I only grew up around black people my whole life. All I can speak of is my own folks, and I know my own folks complain and say they want to get out of the hood. You make the hood, dumbass nigga. You can't get out of the hood. You're stuck in the hood. You can move to Beverly Hills, and nigga, you still gonna be in the hood. What's that celebrity? It's a celebrity that just died. I don't know if it was Rob Reiner or some, but one of these celebrities though. They left out of their house, and the house was fucking filthy. Fucking 6 bedroom house in fucking Pasadena or one of these fucking rich ass places. And the fucking shit looked like shit. I told my sister a long time ago. My sister saw these new townhouses. She said, "Oh, those so clean. I would love to live there." For what? Your fucking place was clean until you got the shit. You let your kids draw all over the goddamn wall. You let all these stains get all over the fucking carpet. You got all these handprints on the door. Won't paint over the shit. That's you. It's a you problem. It's not a ghetto. It's no such thing as a ghetto. A ghetto is a psychological thing motherfuckers have in their head because nobody want to fucking escape that concept, that construct. That bitch, if everybody cut their grass on, that's why they make. See, look at this shit. Look at nature happening right in front of me. Oh look, well, I was just about to turn that bitch around, but fuck it. This hawk just chases other hawk right in front of me. I'm talking about literally. Anyway, bottom line is, you make that ghetto construct, that ghetto mindset of how you treat and feel about yourself. Your self esteem is low. Oh, let me just toss this shit. Let me toss this trash. You think you cool because you just toss trash. And I would say this to the developing cities such as the one I live in. I said there was no ghetto because it is a concept, but there is a construct that formulates a ghetto, meaning lack of development, lack of infrastructure, lack of funds. Simple things. Motherfuckers always want to pull from the splash fund. Well, next time you pull from the splash fund, why don't you put some trash cans around the city? There you go. Put some trash cans around. Each community needs a neighborhood trash can, a big ass trash can. Where motherfuckers pass by and they toss their trash in it. And then guess what? This creates work for the city employees so it ain't 6 motherfuckers standing around one motherfucker digging a hole. I know y'all used to that. Yeah, you got to be from an urban place to be used to that. You see the city workers and they working at a hole. 6 motherfuckers, 5 motherfuckers got their hand on the hip while one did, just making easy free tax money. No, you can actually give them some actual work to do. Have them either come clean up the neighborhoods that's filthy, or put a trash can out where people can start learning to use it because it's a learned applied behavior. It's something that's learned through redundancy. And then they'll say, okay, well, shit, I'm used to. because you got no excuse. Why are you living in front of my yard? It's a whole trash can. If you didn't feel comfortable using my trash can or someone else who keep their trash can by the road, why don't you use this public trash can for you? Now this allows the on a routine route they can have not the garbage company, the waste collecting company, but the actual city who charges everybody these fees for these what they call it miscellaneous fees. They can go ahead and pick up that trash on a allotted day that they want to say, okay, let's pick up this trash. And that's how you keep neighborhoods clean. We can actually put real recycling programs into use. Real recycling programs where you make money. Okay, let's say people do want to separate their cans. Let's say they don't want to go ahead and sell the cans. It take too long to sell the cans. Let's say it's a whole bunch of beer drinkers in all the ghettos, right? Okay, they take this can, the city starts separating the aluminum, and boy, these cicadas is starting to come. Well, that's summer not too. I think what's happening while climate change is happening is summer's gonna start coming early. Because when you start hearing the cicadas, look at him, he just showing his ass. He must be mating. Anyway, the bottom line is once you get to a level where you start recycling on a mass scale, these aluminum cans that normally would have went on the ground. Well, I can't even complain about nature. Look at him. Look at him. He's singing. He's singing. Look at him. He's singing his little heart out. Now he want to fly away. You get the attention. You want to fly away. Hey, you know what be fun for me sometimes? Sometimes I put on a loudspeaker and I play the little bird call. Look at the little hawk over my head. You better keep it moving. Don't shit on me now. I play the little bird calls like the most famous in the region where I'm at in Georgia. You got the eastern cardinal or the northern cardinal, or whatever. It's a red cardinal. That's one of the most common. I just played a woodpecker call. It's a red-bellied woodpecker. You got red tail hawks. You got red shoulder hawks. Like it's just about being in tune with nature. Is ultimately what I'm saying is you respect the earth, you respect the land. It's I'm gonna just tell you. When I was a kid, the coolest thing for me, and I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. There's a little small neighborhood called Royal Palm, and it's probably so insignificant for a lot of people, but that neighborhood to me is like I imagine what Baldwin Hills is to people that live in Baldwin Hills. You got Beverly Hills and you got Baldwin Hills. That's supposed to be the Black Beverly Hills. That's what Royal Palm meant for me. That was the first that and Golden Heights was the first two black neighborhoods I ever seen that was immaculate. Immaculate. St. Augustine grass this thick. The grass is this thick, fucking green, perfectly hedged. I ain't talking about just like you cut it with a lawnmower, then you weed eat the edges. No, I'm talking about an actual edger, the little metal edger that edges off at the very end. It's like a person that take their hair real serious. You know how much attention it takes to having waves. I don't do barbershops. I've been cutting my own hair since I was 15. I've been cutting my own hair for 25 years. I don't give a damn about a barbershop. My take on it is I'm gonna snatch the woman off of personality and off of my dress code and off of just who the hell I am. If I can't get off that, I don't deserve her. That's just my take on it. Having said that, freaking, but I do take lawn and land real serious when it comes to that. Like it's the earth, bro. This is what we came from. This place, we gotta pay it forward, bro. Like this place gonna be around for 10,000, 20 million more damn years while we out here acting like no tomorrow. Talking about we love our kids and love the kids when we just like fuck the earth today. And even if you don't feel, even if you're not a tree hugger like myself, they just talk about just the small disrespect. I'ma throw trash in front of this nigga shit. Oh, this gonna really make it. This gonna really fix him. I'ma really fix him. I'ma throw some trash in front of his shit. Oh, puss ass nigga. He think he all that. Why don't you do something with your life? I almost wanted to get disrespectful because I've been respectful this whole entire 34 minutes and 30 seconds. I almost wanted to say, why don't you go to the Macy's, go to what's that other little store that got all the little Bloomingdale's, Go to one of these little stores like that where they got little ladies that gotta sell you makeup. Go find you the big brightest makeup you can get. I'm talking about that brightest. Get you a cherry makeup. Matter of fact, get you a fusion makeup. Purple, pink, lime green. Lime green stands out. And put it on your lips. It's for all of the people that like to live, especially if you're a guy. If you got a mustache like me, shave your mustache. If you got a soul patch, shave your soul patch. Go get you the highest color fusion lime green lipstick. Put it carefully on your lips. Make it messy, actually. Just make it messy like a bimbo. Go find you the biggest penis person walking around. Oh yeah, don't tune out now, baby. We getting interested. Oh fuck it. Thanks for tuning out, cause you let me know where to govern my tongue. I apologize. I'll let you let your mind wonder what I was about to say. But I was gonna say that for anybody that wanna litter in somebody's yard because you're a hater. Go get you. Go make it happen. I've been effed over so many times in my life that what I have achieved, one thing I make sure is very pronounced when I say my prayers to my father is he know that I truly thank him. It's no hyperbole. It is he knows my heart. I can't lie to him. I truly thank him. But he also knows in the deepest depth of my heart, the frustration and anger of what I've been cheated out of. I'm a winner. What I have is the lowest scale of what a person of my ability and my actual self should have. I've been cheated, scammed, and effed over, and sometimes I feel like a chump. That's why I don't beef on no petty scale. I don't beef on no scale, but particularly no petty scale because I refuse to ever try to beef and pardon me. Let me govern my let me watch how I say this. I would hate. I don't refuse, but I would hate to beef with somebody that is so not worth it. And a lot of people say nobody's worth it. It depends on who you asking. Meaning, perfect example. I went to Dollar Tree today. There's this belligerent, ignorant guy in there, holding up the entire line, muscular, look like he just came home. A because I'm a at this point, but he's a but he's got all his muscles, and he just rude and shrewd. He done got out of the line several times while he's at the register. I'm talking about she's checked him out already. Like, dude, buy this SHIT and double back in the line, but you don't want to double back. You just like F everybody. She's the only cashier. She's trying her hardest. And she's like a little child. So it's like I can't blame her. So that's when I say to her, cause like, and that's far be it for me, cause I done learned as I got older, I can't be the hero. I can't be the one standing up for everybody who's scared to speak. If you niggas ain't saying nothing, I ain't saying nothing. If y'all cool with it, I'm cool with it. Far be it for me to be the change agent. Like I'm willing to let somebody else crash for me. I don't need to crash. So I say to her, I say, hey shorty, I say, you ain't got no help. That was kind of like the first sign. Fam, tighten this shit up. She said, I'm finna call for it now. So she buzzes for help. Now that's what kind of diffused the situation because I was the first one to get into the new line. But I say all that to say my transaction was so quick and the lady who jumped behind me, she was already, our transaction probably was gonna be quick. So I benefited me and her. But I was so fast that now this guy, he's apologizing to everybody behind him. He's like, my bad, y'all, my bad. What you mean, my bad, y'all? You know what you was doing. And this is a point that I'm making is if I was to challenge him, first of all, I can read people very well. Old school is a valid crash shot. I think they don't, I don't know when this YN terminology came about, but let's just say it came about within the last 5 years, which is probably more recent than that. YNs has been from the beginning of time. Bit Tupac was a YN. What are you talking about? Like they always like to say, who's the oldest YN? Okay, YNs before Tupac, but if we're gonna go to the most notable YN, Tupac died at 24, just like the rest of you YNs. Some of you YNs don't live longer than 24. So what's a YN? I haven't said all that emotional intelligence. I said to myself, this man, I'm pretty sure has nothing in life. He's negotiating over $3.50. Take that in perspective. What does he have to lose other than $3.50? Do you want to risk your everything? And there are so many people that have done you wrong that it's worth risking it over. That a $3.50 person can't even get my attention. I will go out my way to apologize. If I ever step on your shoe, bump into your shoulder, I am far from soft. You smell broke. I apologize, bro. My bad. My bad. You good, fam? If you feeling like a pimp, nigga, go on, brush your shoulder. I'm gonna brush your shoulders off. You don't gotta wait. I brush your shoulders off. Matter of fact, lift your legs up here. I'll find a box so you can lift your leg waist high, and I can goddamn. I'm gonna spit shine these shoes. You want me to clean these shoes? I don't want no problem. You are so down the totem pole that I will feel like I have wasted my opportunity should I ever want to be a valid crash out. And who decides to be a valid crash out? Yourself. Is there anything worth crashing out? Family. Only family, as most people would say. But shout out to the little shorty. I gotta give Shorty a shout out one more time. Because I've already confided in her that I don't have to come to the internet to confide in the internet like I normally do. And I don't have to get all emotional like I normally would. All I can simply say is there comes a point in every man's life and every woman's life, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And you're sitting on eggshells or walking on eggshells, sitting on pins and needles, and you like, I just don't want to be disrespected no more. People be out here playing with people TOP every day. And I'll say this much enough to get off this subject because I don't want to go too in depth. The same way I just said, this guy's so low down the totem pole, far be it from me to want to have any kind of pressure with him. The same applies to people who consider themselves above me. You shouldn't want no pressure with a person like myself because I consider myself having something in life. What you should have is twice for what I have. Place that into consideration. I think the biggest thing that I can start working on as a human being, as a man, that I want to get really great at, and I think I'm gonna get really great at, and I'm witnessing it in real time, is knowing that I don't have to spell out everything. It's kind of like if you know, you know. If you're too stupid, you'll find out at that exact moment. But if you know, you know. And so that's where I'm pretty much at in life. It's no talking reckless or crazy. It's more so, like I told the female, when you at a calm place in your heart, you can really think about the outcome and you can consider the you can consider things. It's like a triple beam or the scales of justice, good and evil or good and bad or positive, negative, whatever you want to call it. But you could think about it and you can measure it out what's worth what. I thank God for my life. Matter of fact, at some point I'm gonna listen and see I'm gonna try not well, I do it offline, but I know that song gonna make me cry. But Noriega got a song with Carl Thomas called I Love My Life. And I really do love my life. It's a beautiful life. That's a beautiful song, in fact. And I just, I'm just happy, man, to be alive. I think I spoke on all the issues I really wanted to speak on. I don't really want to speak any governmental issues. Like I said, I'm gonna come on Thursday or possibly late Wednesday, I probably speak on, well, definitely Thursday, I'm going to have a more liberal tone. But right now, I'm kind of pacing it because I'm at this crossroad in my life where I'm thanking God, and I am in real time thankful for what He's given me. But I'm frustrated. I've been through so much before I got here. I don't think people take that in consideration. Like they look at what a person got, but they don't think about the struggle of what they went through before they got it. Like imagine, imagine like let's say like they just call it whips. Let's say whips, like the same whip they whip a slave with. Let's say you had to run a mile for $1 million. Most people will jump at it. Run a mile for $1 million? Hell yeah, I'm gonna run a mile. What's how fast I gotta get there? They like it don't even got no time frame. You just gotta complete that mile for $1 million. Okay, yeah, yeah. I want $1 million. I'll do that mile. But in that mile, it's a motherfucker every 5 feet with a whip on each side. That's gonna give you a lash. You might die a quarter mile into the race, half mile into the race, 3/4, 3/4 into the race, or you might complete the race. Should you complete the race, you're gonna have all these lashings. And some people will say it was worth it. And some people gonna be so damaged physically and mentally by the time they complete that mile that it's like, what is what is it not what is it for, but the effects on them is lifelong. I've been so mistreated and mentally abused. Sometimes becomes the question kind of becomes like, it's definitely nothing suicidal or nothing like that. I would say well, definitely nothing suicidal, but it's almost like you want to, you just hoping and praying that just you can not be disrespected, and that's sad. The state of affairs we at, where you gotta hope to not be disrespected. I've been disrespected so much, and motherfucker be like, and I try to come back and say that's why I'm sitting outside, cause this is like the best scenic view for me to be like, thank you for this is what lured me to this whole town, was this exact view that I'm seeing right now, and a view that I can foresee in my future of what it's gonna be, and everything what I'm gonna create. But I just can't help but think about all the disrespect along the way and the disrespect currently. And it's almost like, who do these people think I am? Some sucker MC? I'm not. You don't think that I'd be like, fuck all this shit? What the fuck is this shit? I ain't never had shit. And I ain't did nothing but bust my nigga ass my life. I never had shit. You think that I give a fuck? Anyway, I thank God for my life once again. I can't reiterate that enough. I thank Him for my life. And I just pray that He keep working in my favor and keep giving me favor, and that He keeps me in His bosom. Because when I'm at my most vulnerable state, the only thing that brings me back every time, every single time, I ball up into a little micro ball. I grab a pillow really tight and I pretend like I'm within God. Like I pretend like imagine me curled up in a fetal position. I imagine God being curled up in a fetal position, holding me in His bosom, or her holding me in her bosom, whether He's a woman or a man. I imagine my God just holding me. I ain't gonna lie, selfishly, and He knows this, but I share it. I imagine like I'm like His only child, like I'm like His most important child. And this, I don't feel like there's nothing wrong with feeling that because He would have put it in my heart if that was a bad feeling. But I crave my Lord love like I crave my mama love. She got multiple children, but I want to be the favorite. I want to be the most loved, mother and father. So either way, I thank God for me being able to drop these jewels. I hope that anybody who came across this can really like find something in it that they can take from or learn from and understand to better their lives themselves. And man, I'm gonna keep this nature run going and showing you the beautiful works of nature. I want to give a shout out to a little shorty real quick who got I better remember this name. I'm gonna feel slightly inebriated if I can't remember her name. Forms. What's the name of her forms, dog? This is so shameful, bro. I follow this girl. I feel like more than anybody. She got a farm in Atlanta, Georgia. It's like just outside of Atlanta. It's called Upendo. I want to give two shout outs. Shout out Lil Shorty Upendo Farms, like Upendo Farms. She's like probably 65 miles from me. Shout out to Lil Shorty, and shout out to that black woman named the Black Forager. Like y'all two women, y'all give me so much of a I often say to myself, if I could have met a woman like that when I was probably 5 or 6, because I've been falling for the opposite sex since I was a child, like I've always been into girls. I ain't never went through that stage of ew, girls, cooties. I never went through that. I don't know why, but I never went through that stage. Maybe I should have went through that stage. I could have. I think those guys who went through the ill, she a girl stage, probably had a more healthier life. Either way, I never went through that stage. Um, so to meet in this later stage in life, or to meet women indirectly like y'all two, Black Forager, and Up Endo Estates, y'all inspire me in everything that I do. To be organic, to be one with the earth, be one with myself, to be a better man, to try to attract a woman like that that can kind of fall in line or inspire me. And I appreciate y'all and love, man. Y'all all take care, man. That part, y'all.